Peace. Proper education always corrects errors. I am Kode Knox, aka Coach Kode of Zen Up Wellness. Welcome to that Zen Talk. I hope you are feeling great. I hope you are loving yourself, respecting yourself, or at least learning how to, because it takes time. Be patient with yourself. Today, we're going to talk about parenting. I got some tips for y'all. I am a parent. It never stops, right? But I'm gonna be very honest with parenting. We have to understand that our children show us how to be parents, right? I wish that, at times, because I understand my story, I understand how it's supposed to go, but there were times where I was like, I wish that I could have that strong connection where I could talk to my mom about anything or, feel comfortable. And because that's how I was with my son. Like, I made sure that the door was open. I'm letting him express himself. I'm not shutting him down for the most part, right? But here's the thing about that. I began to hate his mother. We got to understand energy's energy, right? If we have a low vibrational energy, it could affect it. And during that time, I started to really hate her. Went to court. I was fighting. Went to court 15 times. Kept trying to appeal. But on top of that, I'm being a father. I'm being a dad. I'm showing him, a lot: fishing, basketball, football, baseball, soccer, all sports. Always going out to do something. We was always active for the most part, but I was also an alcoholic. So as much as I felt like I was the best dad I've ever saw, there's a point where things might have affected him as much as I think it did. And so we can only do the best that we can, right? There's always an opportunity to do better in this parenting shit. There's always a way where we can grow. And that's the thing about parenting. You got to be open to grow and listen. We're here to guide them, not control them. I learned that. You can't control them. We can't, as much as we want to. And they're not us. They're a reflection of us to an extent, right? They're an extension of us as well, but they're not us. They have their own journey. If you understand that children come through you and not from you, then you'll grasp a better understanding of this parenting shit. Because it's not, we can't ignore things too, especially ourselves. Like, I had issues going on, right? I had my own shit going on, but I'm thinking I'm giving my all. I'm living for my child. Most of us try to. It's what we live for them. Then when they're gone, we just I had to learn to live for myself finally. My son is 20 years old, but I had to learn to live for myself. And that was hard. It's still a transition for me. Because I've been living for other people for so long. And I never lived for myself. But now I have, and it feels great, It feels great. It feels good to live for myself. So let's go over some of the tips for parenting. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Do a little presentation. We're gonna present. Get this cracking. Why is it doing this? Come on, mate. Once again, I'm Coach Kode. I guess I'm supposed to say subscribe or some shit and follow, like all that shit. I mean, yo, I had this channel for a minute. But again, I'm here to just give a message. You know, if I get extra from it, great. But this is all about the message giving. I don't care about the views. I used to get caught up in all that shit. I just really want to just do the work. And so you can do the work. So 5 parenting tips for adolescents. So when we talk about adolescence, what are we talking about? Adolescent is a transitional stage from children to adult that occurs between ages 13 and 19. The physical and psychological changes that take place in an adolescent often start earlier during the preteen or tween years. We don't really use that tween shit no more. That's a very dated thing to say. But tween, you know, between ages 9 and 12, very tough age, right? This is a transitional age. I was having a conversation with one of my clients. He's young. He's 14. He said if he ever taught, he would teach middle school. And I was like, man, I've been teaching for many years. And middle school is definitely the toughest. 7th grade is the toughest that I've experienced as a student and as a teacher and school administrator. Adolescence can be a time of both disorientation and discovery. The transitional period can raise questions of independence and identity. As adolescents cultivate their sense of self, they may face difficult choices about academic, friendship, sexuality, gender identity, drugs, and alcohol. Now, there's a lot of pressure out there. I think that us as parents have to keep that in mind. I've been working with kids so long, like I really feel very connected to like the younger generation. I like to address them as a young generation, but I really have a strong connection with them. I could work with just about any kid. I've worked with, you know, kids with Asperger's, autistic. I mean, you name it. I've worked in all those capacities, but there is some pressure going on in school. So we got to be mindful of that. There's a lot of stress in school, a lot of stress. It's not just pressure from their peers. It's pressure from being controlled. Okay? We have to understand something about school is that you are being programmed. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And I know that we don't like to sometimes acknowledge that, but yeah, we are. And then we get controlled into how we're going to work, what school we're going to go to, all these what colleges we're going to go to. This is not by accident. This is definitely orchestrated, and it's not in your favor for the most part, or not even in the child's favor or best interest. So some of the challenges that they're facing, so parents, us as parents, it's difficult. It's not easy to deal with us as a parent and the child. Yeah, we can have those bonds and all that, those moments, but you're still a parent at the end of the day, and you're a challenge at times, right? School is a challenge, peers, depression, anxiety, phone addiction, which we don't talk about much. And it causes other addictions with, you know, growing boys as well, right? Video game addiction, drugs. So one tip that I have for being a parent with adolescents, I think that this works even, I'm talking to these 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds. I don't cross boundaries, but I really talk to them regular. I don't be over here goo goo gaga and the world is perfect shit. Like, I just don't do that. I be very honest with them, very candid, because that's how they learn, right? So I don't think creating a fairy tale is healthy. You know, I think that you got to be very open with communication. Adolescence is a time when children begin to explore their identity and assert their independence. It's crucial to foster open and honest communication with your child where they feel comfortable expressing their thoughts, concerns, and emotions. Be an active listener, avoid judgment, and provide support when needed. You don't have to keep asking them 100 times. They'll tell you. they'll let you know, or not. Some are not vocal. Now, my son, he's not vocal. He's not the one that's going to talk about his feelings. Have I got him to talk about his feelings? Sure. But he's not the one that's going to be like, yeah, let me let him know everything that's going on. And he did it. Set clear, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? His time will come. He'll learn communication eventually. Again, this is his journey. No matter how much we put into our child, we shouldn't have an expectation that they should come out a certain way, because that will lead to suffering. Because I instilled in the human aspect goodness, but the results wasn't what I expected. You see what I'm saying? But doesn't mean that I walk around with some type of disappointment, because I did the best that I could. And you should think of it in that way too. But we always have another day to get better. As parents, as people, we all imperfect. I hope you understand this, that there's no perfect way to do this shit. I've never seen a perfect parent before. Shit. Have I seen the greatest dad? Hell yeah, I would say me. I've seen the greatest dad ever, and that was definitely me. I've seen a lot of dads out there. But but that's my opinion. He might feel different. You know what I'm saying? Even though he said that I'm a great dad, but how about now? I don't know. Adolescents need structure and guidance to navigate the challenges they face, establish clear rules and expectations, and consistently enforce them. This is where it gets difficult a little bit, because we all work, we all have our own lives and stuff like that. But now with the rules and expectations, there is an expectation to some extent, but it's when we hold on to this expectation as an attachment and we can't let it go. So, and then we get this disappointment, and then that's a snowball effect. So I think expectations is cool to set some foundation of it, but I don't think that you should live and die by it. That's my suggestion. I don't think you should live and die by expectations, because again, they would lead to suffering. And consistently enforcing them. I would do it like this when it comes to expectations. What is your expectations as to how do you want to be be treated? Ask for feedback. I used to ask for feedback. I think he was a little apprehensive in really letting me know, but that's okay. I have a strong personality. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a big dude, so I could come off intimidating sometimes. But I always mean well. However, be willing to negotiate and compromise when appropriate to promote a sense of autonomy and responsibility. So you want to be open enough to really be like, yo, how's it look like to you? You know what I'm saying? You want to go out somewhere, but there's a certain time. I used to do that all the time with my son, and it worked for the most part in regards to when time to come home. But of course, he broke it. What am I supposed to do? Get mad? Yeah, I did. But that's when I was really starting to feel like I was losing him, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to really run the streets, not on a street level, but just, go hang out with his friends and stuff like that. Or girls, you know what I mean? They'll learn though. Trust me, they have no choice. Encourage independence in decision-making. Adolescence is a crucial stage for developing independence and decision-making skills. We tend to hold that string on them that like, hey, you're not going nowhere, I got you. But is that helping them? Is that allowing them to grow? Is that allowing them to be independent? Encourage your child to take on age-appropriate responsibilities and allow them to make choices within reasonable limits. Offer guidance and support as they learn from their experience, even if it means allowing them to make mistakes and learn from them. Why don't we touch a hot stove anymore? Why? We had to learn. We had to learn that the stove is hot and it will burn your ass. Okay? That's how we learn. All day long, we're learning. think of you right now, everything that you know to this point, you had to learn it, right? So give them a chance to learn as well. Number 4, foster a positive relationship. Adolescents often go through emotional and behavior changes. And they seek autonomy. It's crucial to maintain a positive and supportive relationship with your child during this time. Yes, emotions, hormones, they say, are raging with them. We want them to feel as supportive as possible. And honestly, when you give them all that shit, some of them don't take it. They won't. Now, I'm not saying that for my son, but I've seen, resources provided to a whole bunch of children, and some of it don't work. What are you gonna do? Medication sometimes doesn't work. But I know attention works. And us as parents, that's what you're paying for. That's what's valuable. The time that you put in, not necessarily the money. The time is money on this physical plane, right? So it's crucial to maintain a positive and supportive relationship with your child during this time. Show them unconditional love. So this is where it's tricky. If you get good grades, if you be this type of child, then that's when I love you. That's not how it works. We gotta be able to channel in all the energy that they bring, not just when it's good, right? We don't want to just wait for when things are just good, because that's not, man, I can't believe this. Hold on. I'm over here I'm never gonna do that again. That was whack. I don't even know if y'all could hear that, but we'll see. I'm gonna leave it just like that too. I've been on this YouTube for so long, man. I can't believe that I still do it. All right. Respect their opinions and spend quality time together. Find common interests and activities that you can enjoy together as it strengthens your bond. I'm telling you, we become so programmed that we just go to work, go to school, and then come home. We don't even eat together, and then we just go on by our day. Everyone's on their phones. Everyone is totally just cut off. No one really is paying attention to each other, and then we can't really enjoy each other. I mean, do we really enjoy each other in general? As people, we don't. We don't really enjoy each other. We really are looking to be entertained all the time. And sometimes that bonding isn't entertaining enough, right? And last but not least, 5, teach problem solving and coping skills. Adolescence is a period of increased challenges and stress. Help your child develop effective problem solving and coping skills to navigate these difficulties. Encourage them to identify solutions. We got a lot of people right now just talking about problems. How are we going to find a solution? Like if we having trouble with parenting, we on this university right here, YouTube, we should be able to look at ways to help ourselves. Or reach out to someone, go outside and say hello. I need something. I need help with something. You have a solution. We need to, or become the resource. Like me, I became my own resource. But now I'm a resource to other people. I add value to people's lives in the sense that not only that I provide these solutions and guidance, but I have a lot of experience. And I'm still learning, and I'm still a student in this. No matter how much I ascend, I know that I'm still capable of learning. Consider different perspectives. You're not gonna all agree on the same shit. That's impossible, yo. It's not really realistic. And I think when we become parents, it becomes unrealistic. We need to think a little more. Fall back and not just be the parent, be a person. and evaluate potential consequences. Definitely there should be consequences for actions when they're messing up. I agree with that. Accountability all day. And there's a lack of accountability with the generation coming up. That's how we learn as well, accountability. Me, I like to call myself the accountability man in my family. Well, the family that I used to rock with, I used to call people out. And shit, people could call me out. But people can't say nothing because ain't no stain on my shirt, man. I don't do nothing foul. No one could ever say Kode did some foul shit to me. It's not out there. Right? But the more we show them accountability, the more they're able to recognize their true selves. Teach them healthy ways to manage stress, such as through exercise. Exercise is number one. I don't care if it's a walk down the street. That's exercise. Hobbies, mindfulness, or seeking support from trusted adults or professionals. I do have a package for parenting. And the thing about it, again, the parenting, it really has to come from an open mind. I've ran into some strict parents out there, some stubborn parents out there. But I understand, we're stuck in our ways. So I don't take any of it personal. So these are the 5 tips that, can help you become that more aware parent, that Zen parent, because you possess it. You're able to do this. This is what you're meant for. This is designed for you. You designed this. So keep in mind again that your children teach you to be a parent. That's your manual. You learn as you go, right? So keep that in mind when it comes to parenting. Love yourself, respect yourself. I am Coach Kode of Zen Wellness. Thank you for joining me on That Zen Took 100. Peace.